Hi, I want to show you four of my favorite pieces at the moment. Firstly, it's the Orba 2 from Artiphon. It is an MPE device. You can also create your own music on here, but we're going to use it as an MPE device to control instruments within Ableton Live 12. This is Atoms. It's new from Baby Audio. They've made two instruments now and I absolutely love them. We're going to link this instead of creating music on here and enable the MPE function to control Atoms. And finally, we'll access Loopcloud to add some finishing touches with some samples. Let's plug this in. Easy. Where is here? USB-C. And it's already on, so we're ready to go. Atoms is a virtual instrument. It is a physical modeling synthesizer. You have lots of presets down here. There's an option for MPE, MIDI polyphonic expression. It basically adds expression to your MIDI because there's nothing worse than computer generated, bog standard, same MIDI notes repeated after each other with no variation of expression, of velocity, of tension. Introduced into Ableton Live 11, I believe, was the first time it came around. In your MIDI clip, you have down here release velocity, velocity, pressure, and slide. To get this information into this MIDI clip, you literally just play on your device and press and move and shape and morph, and it will enter in this information below your MIDI notes. So this was the final result. So down here we also have a bass patch in Vital, also augmented strings, but it's turned off. Drum and bass break, so just a break in there, a snare and a designated kick. I don't think there's any side chaining on here just yet, as I was just working on this. In order to connect your device to Ableton, you need to go into Link, Tempo and MIDI, and you can see here when you plug in via USB that it will come up. Usually for me, I plug in my device and it automatically appears in Ableton. You might have to restart Ableton in order for it to appear, but to test it, create a MIDI track, add an instrument, and then hit record arm on the track, and then press. And there you go, you've got audio. So this physical modeling synth is based on springs, and it uses a hypothetical bow that's been programmed, and it creates sounds and textures from real world, real life instruments, textures really. That's what I'm finding with this, is that it's really good for textures. Find an instrument that is MPE enabled. In Atoms you have chaos, force, drive, filter, overtones and order. These can be mapped to your MPE device, and then you can physically get involved and create music with your hands, and you're adding in, as I love to mention on this channel, the human element into your music. So you can just select whichever ones you want to have MPE enabled, and then when you record arm your track, you have the sound. So see how I press if I move into the center and then with more force. As we're using the Orba 2 as a device to control Atoms, we're not creating music on here. So when you press the middle button in the Orba 2, what it's doing is it's increasing in octaves. Then you also have the chord option, which is number 3. Once you're happy with the settings, hit record. There's no fear now in Ableton of getting your notes off scale. The thing is that I already set this to an F minor. So because I set it to F minor and I hit scale, it meant that the notes could only be recorded on the F minor blocks. And you can also set F minor at the top here, so it forces it onto the grid. But if you don't have your key set or the scale enabled and you record your notes off the key grid, then you can just select all, Control A or Command A, I think, on a Mac. It's been a while now. Hit Fit to Scale, and it will move your notes onto the nearest key that is within the key, in this case of F minor. Then you can hit Scale and it will fold all of your notes to the key. Obviously these notes are next to each other. This is going to probably sound a bit eerie now. So you just go ahead and move the notes so that they're a bit more in key and spaced out, basically. And you can jump over to the MPE tab and you can see here that this is where we've recorded in our human element of slide and pressure and velocity on the Orba 2. So that's really great. We're adding in the human element. We're not getting things out of key. For me, having the Orba 2, Ableton Live 12, and a device that is MPE capable is so much more fun than sitting there drawing in MIDI notes. I'm loving this. I've only just scratched the surface with Atoms and it's given some really great textures, and then I've added in these extra plugins on top just to shape it so that it fits to the grid, to the tempo. That's what this A1 trigger gate is doing. It's giving you some side chain. This is a technique that I love doing, which is mapping to parameters of the third-party device. So Atoms is a third-party device. In order to map, you just press on the triangle and then you hit map and then you map the relevant parameter, and then you can change the amount here. So now this is moving on the release. Without the LFO, it would sound like this, which sounds okay, but what you're doing with the LFO is you're adding in an additional human element of movement of different parameters, because that gives you that organic feel. Obviously not like horrific mistakes, like super out of key. That would be very wrong. Get your hands on an MPE device. This one is great. Thank you to Artiphon for sending it to me. Sorry, I didn't really explore it until now. Please forgive me. I love this. I really do. I love it more as a device where I can control things in Ableton than creating my own music on it, but that is an option if you like to jam out with a device. But I just really love this because it's small. I can fit it in my pocket whenever I leave the house, which is not very often because I'm a music producer and we don't leave houses. We're also going to add in from Loopcloud. So the great thing about Loopcloud is you can connect it to your DAW. They have a plugin, so Loopcloud, drag that onto your track. Now it's there, you open the app and it's connected to Ableton Live. As you can see, it's found the BPM because you're connected to the DAW, and you just need to set the key so we know it's F, and that will manipulate your samples now and it will stretch them to 172 and to F, which means that you can hear them in context with your track. You can also play your track and have the audio come through here alongside your music. All right, I'm gonna buy this. There you go, it's straight into the track. I am really loving using these four things at the moment. Obviously Ableton Live 12, it is my go-to DAW. I am so glad that I've finally gotten around to using this, which is the Orba 2 device, mapping this to Atoms, which is the new instrument from Baby Audio, These guys are awesome. I love their stuff. And I also love Loopcloud. These guys are awesome, and I love their stuff too. I will leave links below to everything that I've used in this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all of the other stuff. It helps the channel grow, and I appreciate it, and I'd love to have you as part of the channel and the community. All the other links to all of my other things are below as well in the description, and my name is Becky Safe, and I will see you for another video. Bye.